This is a Brawl Network production. You're listening to the Warriors Brawl Podcast.
Curry, long distance, puts it in. Stephen Curry with another. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Here are your hosts, comedians, and Golden State Warrior die-hard fans, Eli and Derrick.
Warriors Brawl, coming to you live from freezing cold New York. Thankfully, we got hot takes. I'm Eli Trishawn. Sitting across from me, he's a piece of shit. Derrick Thompson, say hi.
Oh my God! Hi, it's the piece of shit, Derrick Thompson.
Say you are a piece of shit because we have a little.
You sound like my ex-girlfriend.
We have a
fuck Derrick.
One of these. You sound like my dad. We have a group chat with some guys. We're talking NBA, and Derrick was on there mouthing off.
What?
Saying Allen Iverson is better than Steph Curry. What is this blasphemy? And I know you just
first of all, I hate to live in a world where we can't joke anymore, Eli.
Well, I was offended. You microaggressed me.
Both of those all-time greats, man. I was just saying it to have fun.
Okay, well, now that we're in front of our millions of fans,
around the world.
Well, are you gonna set the record straight? Who would you take, Allen Iverson or Steph Curry?
I take Steph Curry.
Yeah!
But not because he's a better player, only because he's from North Carolina.
I'll take it. We're gonna move on. I can't be getting into the deep dives here, but yeah, there we go. North Carolina, just like Michael Jordan, just like Derrick Thompson,
just like all the great basketball players.
Yeah.
Not Derrick.
Well, we are gonna start off with something that doesn't really have to do with the Warriors, but might have to do with the Warriors. I mean, we got to bring it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the preseason and the nitty-gritty. But Giannis Antetokounmpo signed for well over $200 million.
The Greek Freak, a.k.a. I can't get it done in the playoffs, a.k.a. I'm in Milwaukee.
For life.
Well, at least for the next, he's
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
making a big old money grip.
Making big money. Listen, outside of the small chance that he would actually come to Golden State, which I knew was a small chance, I think this is better for the Warriors because, as good as the Lakers are.
Wait, better than the Warriors better
for the Warriors. I'm saying if he went to the Nets of the world, the Miami Heats of the world, the Dallas of the world, then we'd have to deal with a young super team, whereas the Lakers, as good as they are, LeBron James is,
35, about to be 36.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some years on Curry, and Father Time is undefeated. So we might be able to squeeze in, as long as the Lakers are the clear favorites for next year, but that won't be forever. But if, Giannis Antetokounmpo went to, like I said, Dallas.
Dallas would be a problem. Dallas would be a problem because you'd have to face him in the regular season. They'd take a seed away from y'all. Y'all are dropping the seed and probably.
Right.
I don't think him moving anywhere in the East would have been a problem for you guys because you're not going to see the finals. And of course, it's better if he decides to come play with y'all because
that'd be cool.
I would get rid of everybody on that team except for Steph and Clay.
Right. Even at this point, even Clay, I'd say take Clay and Draymond. Be honest. Yeah. I don't know, but see, I love the championship core, and I really want to run it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to.
You think you got a chance of that?
I did before, now it's just a question of what's Clay going to be like. Is he going to be 75%? Is he going to be 80, 90? Is he going to be 50%? Like what?
And how old is he? He's like, 29?
30.
30?
29 still time.
Yeah,
something like that. I think he's 30. So, and I know people, but Warriors had a super team. Okay, it's like, okay, we did have a super team, but that was only in response to LeBron James starting off this whole thing of like, he tried to stack the deck in Miami. The only difference is it didn't work because he's not that great. And
but I'm the LeBron hater.
Listen, you have the greatest take of all time when it comes to who's better, LeBron or Michael. It's like Michael Jordan doesn't lose to Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, it's easy for me because
Dwayne
every
Wade.
time Mike had a team good enough to win it all, he won it all.
Right. So So then he did that, and then he switched super teams again to go to Cleveland with an ascending Kyrie Irving and an all-star in Kevin Love. So it's like, yeah, he started it off, and then he got a taste of his own medicine, and he got waxed.
Well, like it's an argument to say the Warriors had a super team even before Durant, but they did it all organically, which I appreciate more.
Is it really a super team though?
Well, you have Steph, Clay, and Draymond. That is like. Super teams usually have a three-headed monster.
Right.
You have you had Jordan, Pippen,
but
and then Rodman.
But I think the difference is it's not like, I mean, those three pieces, they work so well together. That was the magic of it. It wasn't just like these three ballers from around the league coming together. It was like, as great as Clay is he as good without Steph and vice versa? And particularly with Draymond, is Draymond as good without those two guys?
No.
That's what's so funny about Warriors haters is that they always, when it helps them to say that we have a stacked team, they always like when it helps their argument to say like we're overpowered or we were overpowered or whatever it is, they would always throw Draymond in like you have Draymond Green, but then when it comes to
this guy,
but when it comes to shitting on the Warriors, it's always like Draymond sucks, Draymond blah blah blah. So it's like, what is it? Does he suck or is he good? I think he's good.
You know my biggest problem with Draymond?
What?
Is he thinks he's better than what he actually is. And he carries it like that. He doesn't have enough basketball cachet to shit on Kevin Durant.
I'm sorry, I just fell asleep.
And his game is perfectly built for that
Speaking
team.
of Draymond, though, I got to say this before we get into it. He looks great. He's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, was that the COVID that lost the weight for him? Throwing up and shit.
I just thought he was preparing for the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
he should be.
I mean, listen.
He had a lot of time off.
Even the great Michael Jordan took a year and a half off to get his body back. I mean, so I'm not saying that Draymond Green's Michael Jordan, but
they're pretty close though.
But I'm saying that
it's like Jordan, Magic, and then Draymond.
Draymond Green.
In Draymond's mind, it is.
So, I think this year and a half of not really playing that much probably might do him good. And I think
it did Steph good too because he looks like real spry and fresh.
Right.
And I think all that time off is like because he was look good. I like the change too. Like I like the haircut.
Yeah.
Because did he have side shave before?
He's got he had side shave and then like a little poof on top.
Yeah,
and now he's made the poof into cornrows. Yeah. He's got a little fade going. And now rocks a headband.
I like that.
Looks very cool.
He can ask for drugs without looking like an undercover cop.
Right. And now he just looks like the teenager selling the drugs.
He's like, hey man, let me get some crack. He's like, baby, I already got crack.
That's our other podcast. Listen to all our takes on crack on Pod Party. That's our other podcast. Listen to it.
Can you still have hot takes on crack this late?
Hot take on crack. I like it.
So,
all right,
so you watch the game though. Like, they look like they probably will place right around where I think they will. Because that was without Draymond and Wiseman. So
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, do you want the good news or the bad news first?
What's the good news?
Good news is
I'm always glass half full, man. You know me.
Good news is Steph is still Steph, and
27. What? 29 points, 27 minutes, or was it 27 points,
29 points, 28 minutes?
That's some efficiency right there.
Right.
He was cooking, man.
He was cooking.
He was in his little crafty bag and everything, taking it to the cup. That pass behind the back, and then like the jumpers. It is what it is. That's always going to be gold.
He's so fun to watch. So the good news is he looks great. And we don't even really know what the team's going to look like because James Wiseman and Draymond Green didn't play. Yeah. That's the good news.
And what I'm looking for from Draymond is like some good, solid, positive, reinforcing leadership with the young guys. If he can do that and get back in his bag, I will forgive him for overstepping his reach by disrespecting the great Charles Barkley.
Okay. Well, Charles Barkley needs to get taken down a peg every once in a while, but I'll tell you this.
We love you, Chuck.
If he can get back to 2016, 2015 Dre, where he
that's like 6 years ago.
Just in terms of shooting, just get the numbers above 33% from behind the arc.
Yeah, because you guys are much more of a threat when he can actually knock those down.
Yeah.
And then lately he's fallen off in that respect.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was like having KD on the team.
Right.
So he
Not
doesn't
having
have
to
to.
do
He
much
doesn't have to
out of
be that
practice.
threat. He doesn't have to be that threat as far as like
Right.
a 3-point.
So that's
But like you just want Dre to be active defensively and then active offensively and like what if he could do 16 points maybe, like 7 or 8 rebounds and 5 or 6 assists. That's where you want him, man. That's where you want him.
I mean, yeah, I'm breaking down the like who's gonna score. The bad news is that's the good news.
Bad news, you got to rely on Wiggins.
The bad news is we are fucked. Okay, I hate to break it to you, Warriors Nation. The 2 preseason games, the third one tonight. Doesn't matter. We're recording before it because it doesn't matter. I know what the end is.
Metaphorically
We
fucked.
are fucked.
Metaphorically fucked or properly fucked.
Our second guy, this Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I don't know. Like, first of all, like they're talking about how we're gonna be really good defensively and like that's gonna be our thing. We're gonna lock down and go. You know, strength and length, size matters.
Yeah.
All these dick metaphors. Whatever the team's gonna be.
Pause.
So, but you know, both times we got dominated in the paint by Denver. Now they have the best center in the league, so we let that go. Then we got dominated in the paint by the fucking.
You're missing 2 top.
Sacramento Kings.
You're missing 2 top players in your front court rotation, so I don't look at that too bad. Like that's why I don't like. For this podcast, I broke my rule. I usually don't watch the NBA till it heats up around at least late February.
Oh, you're gonna be watching
around
all
March.
year.
But like it's preseason, so you can't put too much of that because like if Steph's healthy and ready to go, he's not gonna be playing 28 minutes. Draymond and Wiseman are going to help in the front court. You won't get dominated as much.
Steph Curry's going
when
to
they
play
get on the court. So it's like I don't know,
38 minutes a night, maybe more. But
Yeah.
like, what happens in those 10? Like games can be lost in 10 minutes easy.
Yeah.
And when he's out, like Andrew Wiggins, he's our second guy. I don't see it. Kelly Oubre is going to be a nice piece.
Wiggins, I don't think he should be the second guy. I think Kelly is more solid than Wiggins. His problem has been like he. It appears like he doesn't put enough effort in. That's why Jimmy Butler didn't like him. If your effort's not good enough for Jimmy, it's not good enough for Derrick.
What was our starting 5? This is what I want to ask you. Are we? Everyone's saying like, oh, the Warriors are going to be better this year, and I hope
than last year.
Yeah,
Because a big part of the reason why you guys were bad last year, Steph got hurt and Clay was out.
But before he got,
and then Draymond get hurt.
But before he got hurt, we were still getting killed. We were still getting annihilated in those first few games that Steph played.
How many games did he play though?
I think he played like the first 4, maybe.
There's not big enough of a sample though.
But I'm just saying, last year our starting 5 was Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, Glenn Robinson III, and D'Angelo Russell.
Didn't he dunked on? He got dunked on the preseason game. I saw that. Somebody check on Glenn. Somebody see if Glenn's all right.
So that was last year. And listen, say what you will about D'Angelo Russell and his defense, and he's vegan, right? His veganism. But he's good for.
He's a vegan. I knew it was something about that kid I didn't like.
I'm kidding. Don't take it. Don't write that down. He's good for 30 points this year.
He's a scorer and like he can facilitate too.
This year, our starting lineup is Steph Curry, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Kelly Oubre. So that's a little bit better, but is it light years ahead of last year to the point where we can
is it good? Is it good enough to get in the playoffs? I think so. Good enough to get past the first round, maybe. Right,
we're looking at a second round.
Maybe, yeah.
We're looking at a second round as sort of best case scenario, which sucks because with Clay, I could be like, "Yo, we can as long as we can get to the conference finals, you know."
Yeah. But I don't know. I want to see what the rookie looks like.
So I'm looking like first also okay. Let's assume that Draymond Green and James Wiseman. Which another thing, we're all like hyping up James Wiseman. Let's be very clear about this. He's played 3 games in his entire life
outside of high school games.
Over the past 2 years or whatever, a year and a half, he's played 3 games.
Yeah.
He's 19 years old. So let's just pump the brakes on like, oh, he's gonna come in and we're gonna have this dynamic inside threat. Like, I don't know. So
well, you don't need him to be a threat as far as scoring. He needs to just play downhill off those pick and rolls and be a rim protector and rebound.
Right.
Yeah, you can walk him into it because he's in a situation where he got these vets that already like got all the respect in the world and are great already. So he just need to pick a little small. I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr already has a plan for him. I just got to see him on the court.
Right.
Because he's out because of COVID, right?
Yeah. And I was wondering about this too. They're not gonna play either him or Draymond tonight, even though they've been practicing the past couple of days because they're like something about conditioning. But that doesn't make sense to me because it's like, why not just throw them out there for 5 minutes? It's preseason, just trial by fire, let them see what they can do. You know?
Yeah, like the best conditioning is game time.
Right. So I was a little confused by that.
But I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr knows more about what he's doing than what I would or you would know about the situation. But
So I mean. But even if that fixes our defensive problems, it's like, where is this offense going to come from?
I think you got plenty of points. Because, like, what is the lowest Wiggins has averaged during his NBA career? I would say around 15, maybe.
Right, but it's efficiency. That's the thing.
That's true.
That's all. It's the name of the game. I mean, it's easy to score, 30, 20 points or whatever. And
when it's you and Karl Anthony Towns.
Right. And you lose all the time because you miss all the time. So, so he has to score. So let's just say Curry gets back to 2016 form, even without Clay and the spacing that provides.
You mean all-world Curry?
I'm saying 30 points a game.
Video game Curry.
30 points a game. Let's say Andrew Wiggins gives you 15.
Yeah.
Let's say Oubre gives you 15. Let's say Draymond gives you
another 15.
I think that's too high.
That's 75 right there.
He's
that's a lot of points, yo. If those guys give you 15, I think you'll be fine points wise.
All right.
Like I don't know. I don't know. You gotta see it play out first.
I still think I don't know. I think we need to
because Curry's gonna space the floor like crazy because he's an awesome shooter.
Right.
And then Draymond can do his work, and then the big Wiseman could possibly because like. Outside of putbacks and like fucking layups and dunks from getting feeds, you don't need much more from him. You don't need him to be a back to the basket player. He doesn't have to do this kind of work Embiid does inside. If he does, it's a bonus.
Right.
But I don't think points would be a problem. Who you gonna stop?
What do you mean?
What kind of defense are you gonna play is more important?
Right. Well, that I'm hoping that the defensive focus that they've had or they're going to have this year will mean that we do get to that top 10 defense. I'm just like, and it's interesting too. Like, I know they're in San Francisco now, but they are from Oakland. Those Oakland Forever jerseys are fire too. I want to get one of those. But Oakland had the money ball thing with the A's where it's like they had a bad team and not a lot of money. And what they did was they were like, all right, let's just get all the players that get on base most of the time. And they just won a lot of games that way. Yeah. And with the Warriors now, it's like they don't have a lot of money, mostly just because the cap and Klay Thompson being hurt.
The fat contracts.
But so now they're just like, okay, let's just go out and get a bunch of really long, athletic guys and try to make an elite defense. And it'll be interesting to see if they can do it.
Well, defense is all effort.
It's that one thing of, like, focusing on one little detail and seeing if you can really, turn some heads with it. And I wanted to – what do you think of this hot take? I'll tell you this.
Talk to me.
I was thinking about this the other day. When your team is good, everybody else sucks. Like, if you have a good team and, like – 76ers, they suck. They have so many, they can't shoot, like whatever. Oh, the Bucks, they only got like when your team is good, you can just write off every team. When your team is okay, everybody gets good. Yeah. Oh, the Suns are doing some good things. They got Chris Paul, they'll be fun to watch. Oh, the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, that's a fun team. 76ers, Ben Simmons, blah blah blah. When your team sucks, every other team sucks too, but it's because they're corrupt. It's like
Anthony Davis' agency is LeBron's agency that he owns.
Right.
So that's cheating.
They stack the deck. They stack the deck. Insider trading. What do you think of that? Is that something?
Yeah. Well, when you're good, man, you're not worried about these other teams beating you. That's why everybody else sucks. It's not that they suck or like it's like a shift in power. Because like when KD was on the Warriors, everybody knew if they stay healthy, that's a championship easily. But now you're like, ooh, the Suns, man. Maybe the Suns will get hot towards the end of the season and take our seeding away. And we drop a seed. But like, yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. It's like it's all about what you're worried about, who your team can beat.
Right. It's terrible.
But y'all like, man, the Warriors are in good shape, man. As far as like considering all the turnover since the last time, all the changes since the last time you guys were in the finals. Clay being hurt, out for the season, 2 seasons in a row, Durant departing. Considering all that, the fact that I still think your guys can get a 4 or 5 seed, that's not bad.
I was thinking that, but now I'm coming to terms with the reality that, like, you know, our benches, Kent Bazemore and Brad Wanamaker, who are, you know, minimum contracts. There's a reason why they're minimum contracts. Alex Pascal, he didn't play the night either. He might. I mean, he
had a great year last year for a rookie.
Yeah. So I'm actually, you know, there's some hope there.
It's a good piece. And then like
I'm just, you know, I
like the Lee kid. Is it Damian Lee? He looked good.
I've never.
It was in garbage time, but
yeah,
you know.
I don't know if he's been.
He
around
plays
for
better defense than fucking Wiggins. I tell you that. His motor runs. I like when sports guys say that. This guy has a great motor. He just never stops.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins is like basketball. Oh, I missed it. Oh, well.
Who does Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah.
He's like he's no passion at all.
Yeah,
because he's Canadian.
All those fucking
he's Canadian
all those
bacon.
Fucking Minnesota fans, and he got traded. They were like, all right, have fun with that. But I'm hoping that if there's anybody that can bring out the dog in him, maybe it's Draymond Green. Green, fuck his sister.
But how do you go about that leadership role, Draymond? That's why I say he needs to be a little more nurturing, a little more positive reinforcement, and he can get it done. Yeah. He needs to be more like he's from Michigan, just like Magic Johnson. He needs to do some of that Magic Johnson shit.
I'm just, you know, Wiggins. Listen, if you're listening to this right now,
you're a star, man. You can get it done.
If you just know that the Warriors are the best fans in the world, and if you're good for us, we will be good to you.
Yeah, man. What do you mean good for? Give them hook up on drugs? Give them the good drug prices?
You don't need it in San Francisco, man. Weed is legal. I'll be there Saturday, and I'm going to get some sticky icky in my Bicky Bic lighter. All right.
Ooh-wee.
At this point, so, you know, Warriors right now, you know, there's a possibility that we can, you know, be middle of the playoff seedings, a 4 or 5 seed, 6 seed. We want to be somewhere in there so that we don't have to play the play-in games. Yeah. But there's just so many ifs. One of the ifs is Steph going to be able to still be Steph without Klay Thompson,
and
without spacing,
not get hurt too,
and not get hurt,
not get one of those nagging injuries.
Right. So that's Steph is still Steph. So that's one of the ifs down. Is he get injured or not? That's another if that it was. You know, we can make the playoffs if Andrew Wiggins can score 15 points efficiently and can bring out the inner dog in him. We can get to the, you know, playoffs if Draymond Green can get a little bit of his shooting back. Maybe not even from the 3-point range. Just a little mid-range jumper that he can hit, you know.
There'll just be a threat out there.
If Andrew Wiseman can come to his own. So there's a lot of questions. You know, a lot of time till the trade deadline. So I did hear some interesting I saw right before I came over here, I saw an interesting possible trade.
For James Harden.
No, but it does come from the Rockets. And I'll tell you it after our break.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia, host of the Fantasy Black Book podcast right here on the Brawl Network. And this is your Week 15 DraftKings Blitz. All right, let's start with the running backs here. And Cam Akers has been on fire lately. He gets a great matchup at home this week against the New York Jets. Hit the smash button here for Cam Akers. This is what you want. He's had a great trend. And, of course, everybody scores on the Jets. Speaking of running backs, one to pay up for this week is Jonathan Taylor. Houston giving up 150 rushing yards a game. That is a good recipe for return on investment for Taylor this week. And while you're at it, you might as well throw some Indianapolis Colts in there with him. Phillip Rivers has got 18 points or more in his last 3 games. T.Y. Hilton is finally healthy. And that defense against Houston, who is running out of players, seems to be in a great spot as well. That's probably your stack of the week. Speaking of stacks, let's also talk about the Chicago Bears. Yes, because the trend has been pretty good. Montgomery, the last 3 games, has 400 yards rushing. Good matchup against Minnesota for Trubisky and, of course, for Allen Robinson. That's a nice 1-2-3 pairing as well. And while we're at it, let's talk a little value at wide receiver. Russell Gage at 4,700 at home against Tampa. Good price. Russell Gage can get you points in lots of different ways, especially with the injury to Julio Jones. And Brandon Ayuk has been a target monster lately. Great matchup for him against the Dallas Cowboys. That'll do it for me, Joey P. Make sure you check me, the Welsh, and Scott Bogman out right here on the Fantasy Black Book Show. Now back to your regular scheduled programming here on the Brawl Network.
Football is here, and so is your shot at millions. Thanks to our partnership with DraftKings, all new players can play free for millions with your first deposit. Here's how it works. Create your DraftKings DFS account and make a deposit. DraftKings will credit your account with free entry to these contests. Draft your lineup and go for the millions in top prizes. Just go to dkng.co/brawlpod to play. That's dkng.co/brawlpod. Act quickly. This offer won't be around forever. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. And we are also brought to you by Manscaped. It's very possible that during this quarantine, the hair downstairs kind of looks like DeMar DeRozan's afro. That's why we partnered with Manscaped to make sure you don't gamble on shaving your balls the same way you like to gamble on sports. Derek, what do you do downstairs? Do you have a muff? Do you just bald as a baby down there? What's going on?
Man, you know what? I just let it go natural down there. It looks like a hipster girl's armpits.
Oh.
Harry.
Nice.
Now, if my lady wants to shave it, I'll let her do it. But I don't.
No. I would never. I shave my own balls, and nobody else touches it. Yeah, I like to keep it tight down there, because it's easier to see the forest from the trees, or it's easier to see the tree from the bushes.
So you one of those guys that shave just to make your dick look bigger?
Bro, I need every inch I can get.
I can't knock the hustle, man.
When it comes to men's hygiene, Manscaped is as good and safe as good old Christian Steph Curry. The Lawnmower 3.0 is the best hygiene tool for the modern man. Because of their ceramic blade and skin-safe technology, your nicks and snags will be reduced. Reduced, not guaranteed none. So be careful down there, boys and girls.
Is there anything worse than a nick and snag there?
Oh my God! Somebody sees it. It's like, what is that? It's like, oh, it's a cut. It's like, yeah, right. It's fucking herpes. Get out of here. This is the perfect protection needed for your franchise player. The Lawnmower 3.0 is also waterproof, so you can shave in the tub, and has an LED light on it, so you can shave in the dark because you can't pay your electric bill because of the global pandemic and we're all poor. They just released their Shears 2.0 nail kit, which is the perfect add-on to their Lawnmower 3.0 trimming. No one likes an ungroomed set of feet, fingers, and most importantly, balls. That's why they forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. Their Perfect Package 3.0, sounds like my dick, comes with the new and improved lawnmower, performance briefs, and a travel bag for you to use when you're done quarantining, and some other liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant, which ensures that your afternoon doesn't end with your balls sticking to your leg or smelling like eggs.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I would want to try this because on my best days, my balls smell like eggs.
Got to get you some of that ball deodorant, bro.
I don't know how to. Is there any way to change that? I thought, I just blamed it on the proximity to my asshole. It's like, no matter how much I make my balls smell nice, the asshole's right there. It's not much you can do. Build the wall. Okay. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. What?
Nice.
It's made with soothing aloe and witch hazel extracts that will give your testes a boost.
Got to have the witch hazel.
A spray-on toner? Is this like blackface for your balls? For a limited time, I don't know. I want to try it, though, because I want black balls, for crying out loud. For a limited time, subscribers get not one, but 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, $39 value add, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code at Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BRAWL at Manscaped. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code BRAWL. It's time to give your testes the absolute besties with Manscaped.
And remember, be good to your balls, and your balls will be good to you. I think didn't the llama say that?
The Dalai Lama?
Dalai Lama? I said the llama. Talking llama said that.
Yeah, I think if he said that, he's like, what's the hand of one sound jerking your cock? He said a lot of, very wise.
What's the sound of one hand jerking your cock?
Do you know who Alan Schmelageach is?
No, I do not. Sounds like he makes a good quiche, though.
He's a backup center for the Warriors. I call him Shamail McGee. Alan Schmelageach. Yeah, he's all right. He shows flashes of potential. But this is what I saw on, I think it was like NBA Analysis or NBA, some NBA site. But there's a possible trade on the table for Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker for Wiggins and Alan Schmelageach. And I'm thinking,
Do that shit.
do that shit. And I mean, they were saying how it's like good for both sides because like the Rockets are rebuilding. But I'm like, yo, please do this.
Yeah, PJ Tucker's a good. Well, Draymond and PJ are getting a fist fight a couple times.
No, I like it. Two dogs out there. I mean, we need shooting. This
What was the other guy?
Eric Gordon, who's really good.
Yeah, then you can move Wiggins to the bench where he belongs.
No, move Wiggins to the Rockies.
Oh, to the Rockets. Oh, he's going to the Rockets for Eric Gordon.
Right.
Yeah, I'd pull the trigger on that.
Oh my God, I hope this. I hope there's some validity to this.
Yeah, it might be. Who knows?
Because
you guys definitely should be willing, dealing, and making some deals.
we need something. We need some shooting, so that would be good. And then I just Warrior sites were like Facebook groups and stuff. They were saying James Harden for Jordan Poole, Wiggins, and Kevon Looney. Which
people trying to get James Harden? James Snacks Harden. That motherfucker was
Big Titty McGee Harden.
Big Titty McGee Harden. James, I'm not working out till y'all trade me Harden. He was like, I'll show these guys I'll come in fat.
I was trying to. I did the NBA Brawl podcast last night, and I was like, they brought it up, and I was like, I like how professional sports is the last place in the country where you can still body shame people.
Yeah,
they did not. That bombed hard. They did not like that on the NBA.
Well, maybe people will laugh at that.
I hope.
I would have laughed at that.
But it is funny because you fucking say one chick with women it's like she got big or whatever. Everyone calls you an asshole. If you fucking say that like what's her face Adele, she lost a lot of weight. She's like, oh, she looks good. You'd be like, that's body shaming her fat old self or whatever. But like when it comes
maybe her heart feels better
when professional sports come around, it's like what's he doing? Is he eating donuts? Huh? Why don't you get on a treadmill, James Harden? You piece of shit. What are you fucking lazy ass? What are you doing? Huh? Come on.
Fuck your feelings, you fat rich asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
I just thought that was funny.
I guess maybe because it's part of their job.
Listen, I'd take a bet. I miss Kevon Looney, but I'd trade Harden. I'd trade for Harden. I think. would I?
I wouldn't.
It's
actually, he might be better off in your system because he's not able to dribble the ball 10,000 times before he shoots.
Right.
But if I'm the Rockets, I say fuck you. You're playing for me until I get something decent to trade for.
Right. I know. So then it becomes picks. We have a lot of picks. So.
Yeah. Shop them fucking picks. But I don't know if I would want James.
He's so good.
Is he?
Imagine. Imagine if he's your number 2 guy.
How many trips to the finals says he has?
But imagine if he's your number 2 guy.
It depends on how he plays. Is he going to be fine with like me putting my centering my team around Steph's offense, or is he going to cause problems because he's not getting?
He wants to go to the Nets and be behind Kevin Durant's offense.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would do that either. Kevin Durant's like, God damn it, I already got one guy that dribbles too much. Why do I need 2? Steve Nash?
I don't know. Maybe. The thing about it is I keep saying like, oh, we need to build out the bench or whatever, but like in the postseason, it really comes down to who are your best guys versus their best guys. It's not about having fucking 5 guys off the bench that you trust.
Like Shaq says, you're going to need those others, Chuck. You're gonna need the others. You're gonna need Robert Ory. You're gonna need Derek Fisher. I was a Diesel, but I couldn't do it all. Mm-hmm. But you're gonna need some help, man. But like, I don't think Harden is the solution to anybody's in the NBA problem. Other than Houston.
I also just hate his fucking flops and and his begging for calls.
That is part of the problem with him in the playoffs. The refs don't call that shit like they do in the regular season, and he struggles to get because like a big part of his game is getting to the line,
right?
Off of like little manufactured. He's a very crafty motherfucker when it comes to getting those fouls.
I just hate how
but they're not going to call those in the playoffs.
You try to like bend the rules to help you instead of just trying to play the game. You know, those rules aren't there so that you can fucking flop and get bailed out when you can't make a fucking shot. You
abuse the rules.
Fat piece of shit.
But when it gives you an advantage, I'd flop too.
Right.
I'd flop too. That's why LeBron flopped. LeBron doesn't flop because he's not strong.
I'm not a professional athlete because I would do that too, and everyone would hate me. Like if you ever get in a fight with me, like I'm fucking 5'9", 150 pounds, soaking wet, but like
but you all Tiger.
But I go for your nuts. I go for your eyeballs. I do not give a fuck. I am not losing. All right.
Let's talk about how fat Harden was again. I thought he was a member of the Clump family. Hercules. Look at Hercules shoot that shot. Hercules. Look at Hercules dribble out the shot clock.
Hercules Harden over here.
Yo, he just start eating hot dogs on the bench.
Yeah, let's just go all in on shitting on his look. He's losing his hair too, right? Was that just me?
No, I saw that shit in the bubble because he had a little twist.
Right.
And it was like Jerry Rice back in the day when he had cornrows when he was playing for the Raiders.
Right.
You see the thin parts.
Right.
Like, just shave the shit, baby.
Right.
Did you see him play? Did he actually look like he could carry that shit? Because you could be chubby and still play. Look at Jokic.
Right. He was okay. I mean, he was fine. It's preseason. It's hard to tell. Well, we'll see. Yeah. But I loved how in the interview they're like, what were you doing in Vegas? And he was like, working out.
Yeah, I saw that. Working out.
Yeah. Working out.
Making it rain on strippers. That's
right.
that's a real workout on your
exactly.
wrist.
Working out your jaw with all that fucking dirty puss you be eating.
What's the deal with honey buns? I heard he bought little baby a bunch of honey buns.
I don't know.
I don't know. They say he gave him a stack of cash and bought honey buns.
Wow. What's a honey bun?
You don't know what a honey bun is?
No.
It's like a little Debbie snack, little honey bun.
Oh, it's a snack?
Yeah, it's a sugar-covered pastry with glaze on it. It's like a donut.
Oh, okay.
It's like a big donut.
Honey buns. That sounds like it'll fucking
what kind? I love you like a brother, Eli, but I'm not getting you honey buns for your birthday. Not if I'm a millionaire.
Right.
Oh man, but that's a funny situation, right? Like you do everything you can to ruin a franchise, and then you like, yo, trade me.
Right. That's another thing. It's like what if?
Because they don't have any picks.
I kind of don't want him to get bailed out because first of all, he's got 2 years left on his contract, which is like a fucked up thing to do.
But that's the way the league goes now. Paul George just did it.
You have 2 years left, though.
Paul George just did it.
If you got 1 year, I understand it, but like 2 years is insane. But then also, to like demand out after you've like, you got them to get rid of Dwight Howard. You got them to get rid of Chris Paul. You were unhappy with Russ. I mean, they should have.
Stephen A. Smith said he's the reason they got rid of Kevin McHale too. And if Stephen A. says it, it's got to be true.
Ugh, love Stephen A. Come on the show.
But it's like, dude, you did they gave you everything you wanted. Still didn't win. You had no trophies to show for it except for your MVP trophy.
Right.
And now you want to go pitching a bitch with 2 years left in your contract. Dude, I keep them until I can get something good enough. Or it's like I would if I trade him for a deal that put me in a bad spot. I definitely don't do it this year. I do it next year on his last year when I know in the offseason I get nothing. So he's gonna have to ride this shit out till the trade deadline of next season is what I would do, unless I got a good star for him. But like name one star on any team right now that you would give up James Harden. Give up to get James Harden.
Name one guy on the Warriors.
On any team, like who on the Warriors that you think is good enough for Houston?
Oh,
if you're Houston, who do you pull the trigger for? And like if you're another team, what team has enough assets?
I would trade James Harden for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's kind of like a push as far as skills go. But James doesn't get hurt.
Right.
Kyrie's hurt
and
every
he's
season.
not as much
every
of a
season,
bag, except if he's hanging out with the baby.
He might be as much of a problem in the locker room as because like Westbrook loves them. They're like they're both like LA kids, friends for a long time, and Westbrook's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I think part of that is like how Houston allowed him to control every aspect. I heard they said this motherfuckers come to the bus late, come to team meetings late.
That's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard.
Adjusting the schedule. Not like what I hear with Kawhi is like he lived so far he was coming late for the plane. But like outside of the Paul George thing, I don't think he's really made like demands for another player. Now he finagled his way out of San Antonio, but I don't know. I put up with that shit for Kawhi though. Kawhi he's like a utility knife or something.
Right.
Anything you need out of the small forward position on a basketball court, he's gonna do. I don't know.
What about that? Well, they're saying this Ben Simmons for Harden thing is gonna go down.
I think I keep Simmons.
And trade what the other guy?
He's nice
Joel
and young.
Embiid?
Yeah, I don't. They're definitely not a good mix. They need some veteran leadership. The worst thing Philly ever did, like recently, was get rid of Jimmy. I would have gave Jimmy whatever the fuck you wanted, and then told him it was his team, and tell the other two young kids shut the fuck up.
Right.
Until you want it as much as Jimmy wants it. Shut up. Don't want to hear it.
So, yeah, I don't know. Anything, I guess. So, yeah, like, there's another preseason game tonight. Like I said, the team's still not complete.
Who they play tonight?
Like, this is the Suns again. They're doing like this like baseball series thing where they just go in a place to keep the traveling down. I don't know how we're gonna contain Kyle Guy. Jesus,
Who's that?
He's this guy off the bench.
Oh yeah, I saw him for the Kings.
Yeah,
hit you with that buzzer beater.
Right.
What's the kid? What's the redhead kid? Redhead kid for Gold State.
Nico.
I like the way he looked. He looked pretty good in
yeah, terrible shooter
in spots.
though, but
he is a hell of a competitor though.
Right.
He's
got
an
the
irritant.
fire.
He's a good passer.
Right. He's fast.
I like him.
I like him a lot too, but again with the shooting problem. But yeah, I like Nico a lot. But yeah, on this podcast last night they were like, "So how do you feel? You lost the preseason game." It's like, well, how can you expect anybody to win when you go up against Kyle Guy?
Kyle Guy's unstoppable.
And that joke fell flat too. But it's funny.
They were like, "What?"
We were up by 2, and he sunk the 3 to win. But right before that, Sutton had a thunderous dunk that got everybody on the Warriors up off the bench cheering, and that got them a technical foul, so that
what was that about? He mean mugged them, I guess. You can't even mean.
No. They got the team got the technical
anymore.
because he did this dunk in preseason, and everybody on the Warriors jumped up onto the court and was like, "Yeah!"
Oh,
yeah.
they were on the court.
Yeah,
because in watching it, I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Right.
But that shit was funny, man. There was a lot of I don't know. It was exciting for a preseason game to see the shit shift back and forth like that at the end.
Right.
But who's that in it? I think Lee was the one going off for you guys at the end, and Guy was just going crazy.
But anyway, yeah. So we're about to wrap this up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else there is except Steph Curry don't get injured, play every game, every minute of every game.
So what is your win-loss prediction for like? Let's just go 10 games in because it's early and it's 2.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, let's look that up. Because I'm trying to be 500 at the All-Star break. That's what I want. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. How the standards have dropped.
You shut your mouth, you piece of shit. Fuck you. All
right, so what's the first 10 games?
The Nets. I'm going to say we upset the Nets.
Ooh.
I'm going to say
sound like somebody think you're going to be higher than 500 at All right, actually, the Nets. Okay, you think you beat the Nets. I think that's an L.
The Bucks. I feel like that's an L.
That's another L.
That's an L.
0-2.
The Bulls. I think
that's a win. Yeah.
Oh,
unfortunately.
I know.
Look, that's my team, but I got to be real, man. We got Zach LaVine and we got Kobe White, who I think they're going to surprise a lot of people about how good of a backcourt that is. But after that, we got Mark in it. I don't know if he can stay healthy. So yeah, I think y'all will win out.
So that's 2-1.
So you got 2-1. I got 1-2.
Right. The Pistons. I feel like we win.
You beat the Pistons.
Unless Jeremy Grant is all that he's
unless Derrick Rose turns back the clock and it's 2010.
Then we face the Trailblazers.
So I think it's 2-2 and you think it's 3-1. Trailblazers.
I feel like we win. The
Trailblazers bring back everybody?
I think so. They still got Carmelo. They got Nurkic back. They got.
I'm thinking that's a push, but I'm gonna go with the Warriors on that one.
Then they face the Trailblazers again. I just feel like.
Oh, they play them twice in the first.
Let's say we split those games.
Yeah, I think that's a split. Fair
so,
enough.
Okay, so going. I'm going to say okay. They lose to the Nets. Fine, Kevin Durant. So that's 2 losses, 3 losses. So right now we're 3-3.
Yeah.
Because we beat the Bulls, the Pistons, and the Trailblazers once.
Yeah.
The Kings.
I think that's a dub.
I think it's a dub too. So that's 4-3. Clippers.
L.
4-4.
Well, it depends if Kawhi decides to take that game off.
Clippers again. 4-5. Raptors. 4-6. Okay, so as long as
so
we
it's
can win,
right
as long
around
as
500, and you want to be 500 by the All-Star break.
Right,
This
we
is
just got to
usually,
win one of those
mid to late
games.
February.
We got to
Well, late
surprise.
February.
We got to surprise some of these people,
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
it's totally doable because you got a guy on your team, Eli.
That is,
For God's sakes, he can get hot and score 20 in like 5 minutes? You think 5 minutes? I wonder I know Clay's done 20 points in 5 minutes before because he got like 40.
he got
12.
He got 30. He got 37 points in a quarter.
Yeah. But you have that kind of firepower with Curry, so it's not a stretch to think you could like all those teams you just read off are beatable. Other than like the Bucks. I don't know. I got to see the big kid again.
Yeah, we got to see this kid. We got to see James Wiseman.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you, buddy. All right, all that. So I don't know if we'll be able to record during the break because I'm going home for a couple weeks to San Francisco.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane.
But we'll try. Maybe we'll try to do a Zoom or something. But if not, we'll be back in 2 weeks with all Warriors.
How many
all
games
the time.
deep will we be in 2 weeks? Maybe like a handful of games? Maybe.
Hey,
3?
interestingly enough, I come back on the 3rd, so we'll be able to check in on our. They'll be facing the Clippers on the. They'll be facing the Kings on the 4th. So we'll probably we'll record on the 5th, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be 7 games in. So we'll see how we're looking.
You'll be able to know, and then you'll play like what? How many potential playoff teams?
By then, we'll face the Nets, the Bucks, and that'll be right after the Portland series.
Dope.
So
we have a good little litmus test of where the guys are.
Right, or where they at.
I think he's going to end up being better than Portland. I just don't. I'm not one of these guys like Dame Lillard is the new Steph Curry. I don't like Dame's a good player, but I don't
see it either.
I'm not going to put him there yet.
Right.
That's a little premature.
I know. So we'll see how it goes. But we love you, Dub Nation. We'll see you soon. This is the Warriors Brawl, and Merry Christmas.
We out.